Hey, what's happening? It's your homeboy SA Mr. Capone. It's a new episode of Vlogs. Today's topic is street stories that happened while we were in the rap game. You know what I'm saying? Like I got stories from before the rap game that are crazy. And being in this rap game as a mature artist, I got even more crazy stories. But here's one for the books because it was on Mr. Criminal's podcast, and people bring it up to me. People who are in that incident bring it up to me. So I was like, yeah, damn, I remember that. I mean, I have so many stories that I can't remember all these crazy stories that I've been through. But this story was on Criminal's podcast. I even hit up the homie Crimes. We talked back and forth, and he was like, hitting me up. We're going back and forth, and I go, hey, good job, and keep your interviews going, my boy. And he says, gracias, Cap. Real one from the school of the H. So that's a good thing to know that I influenced a lot of lives to keep that shit solid, keep it positive. And I see what he's doing on his podcast, and he's representing a positive aspect, while most other things out there are only inspiring negativity and more beef and drama or making fun of the people, whatever it is. He's at least giving more pleasure to keep that real and try to keep everyone united. You know what I'm saying? Every man might have their flaws. You might not like something or whatever, but homie's doing the best of ability, and I'm glad he even says thanks for the got the schooling from the H. So on that admission, let's talk about what happened. So I'm gonna let you know about this guy right here. He's on a video clip. He talks about me. It's gonna be a long clip. He got shot at an event. He was a magazine. He represented the Chicano culture. He did magazines. It was called Hood Time Magazines. Talked about the streets, the culture, the cultura, Chicano artists, Chicano lifestyle, all that. He was a good dude, representing for everyone. He did interviews with I can't remember who, maybe Little Rob, obviously Mr. Capone. He had covers with me and the game, Snoop Dogg, Little Rob. I remember. Man, he had a lot of things. I just can't remember the magazine details, but he was about blowing up in the magazine game. And it's just a sad story. A lot of people who are trying to do businesses in the Chicano game, they never get a chance to flourish, or something happens and it deters them. So this event, I guess, kind of deterred him a little bit in his life, but he also is still alive to this day. He was shot at a show. So I'm gonna send pieces right now, and at the end I'm gonna let him speak his whole piece after, so you know who this guy is. So we're gonna drop the piece right here.
This is back in 2006, and I was out there doing my thing at a lowrider car show, and at the lowrider car show, and I was out there doing my thing. Capone's always been doing his thing, so we ran into each other that day, and we're chopping it up. I'm there taking pictures for the magazine, and he's there, posted up with high power, the high power camp. So a lot of people were there.
All right, so this guy, he was at the car show. Now, if you listen to Criminal Story, um, pretty much accurate in a lot of analogies. This is a disclaimer. I don't know who exactly was there, everybody, but there was thousands of people, grip of people. Um, and I don't know what was the drama for, but as a rumor, it was a drama that some guys from Maglock or something rolled up, which I don't know to be true or not. They rolled up and everybody start tripping on them. Now look it, I'm on the streets. I'm an artist. I'm not like, especially when I first came up, the first 10 years, whatever. I was on the streets. I'll be on the blocks. There was over 20 barrios next to me. From I can keep dropping neighborhoods names, but there was a lot of neighborhoods. People see me on the corner. I'm throwing my hands up. What's up, Hugo? Cars rolling up, 6, 7 homies tatted up, jump on the car. What's up, homie? Boom, shaking hands. What's up? Because I was from the streets. I did that as in the homie from the barrio. Now I'm famous, and it gets more trickier. But I still got that cora to be out on the streets and just loving the culture, loving the lifestyle. So I'm out on the streets, and we're kicking it. I guess they hold up. I guess everybody start bombing on that car, busted the windows, busted bottles on them, whatever. I have no idea. Um, Things were going crazy. Next, I guess bullets were flying back and forth. They say that day like 7 to 10 people got shot. I don't know. all the details. It was just going back and forth, boom, 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 boom. Where we were standing at, where they're standing at. Now, usually we always, like solid. High power is always like the little lanes, but these are more real ones and real ones on this side. So bullets are flying left and right, boom, 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 boom. I'm guessing a lot of people on that side were getting shot. A lot of people on this side were getting shot. Everybody starts scattering. Happened for a good couple minutes. Boom, 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 boom. I remember bullets whistling by me. Zoom, zoom. In that interview, they said I got grazed by a bullet, but I don't think I got grazed. I just was dancing with the bullets. I've done this in the bottle many times. Fools running up on fools, they're dumping. Zoom, zoom, zoom. If you know what I mean, you hear the sounds fast. It's crazy, but I've been there, so I know that sound. It's not a good sound either, but yeah. So bullets flying left and right. Everyone's ducking, dodging. Criminals say, "Yeah, we ran, jumped in the car." Everyone taking off. So there's a lot of people getting whatever thrown off. And then as I was leaving, because I was trying to be the last one, just that's the way I am. I don't like to just bone out real quick because you don't know what's gonna happen, right? But you should bone out real quick. I'm not giving that advice to stay in a situation. Just something about me, like as a youngster, just like, yo, I gotta still be in the mix, whatever. So everyone's boning out, boom, boom, boom. I see a body just laying there, squirting. I see him try to get help from everybody, like, help, throw me in the car. Everyone's like, hell no. Boom, jumping in the car, taking off, zoom, 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 zoom. And I'm watching it as I'm about to take off. And I just pause. Bullets are still flying. Like, I open the door, boom, I still hear bullets flying, whatever. Everyone's gone. He's there by himself now. I'm like, damn, in my heart, I'm like, one thing's telling me, take off, protect yourself. One thing's telling me, if you don't save this man's life, he's dead right there. There's no way he's gonna survive. He's shot right now. He's on the floor begging for, and then the thing is, he's trying to get in someone's car, and everyone's just like, they see him, and it's all about themselves. The greed. When real times get tough, you'll find out who's real and who's fake in music and everything. But this is a situation where real life situation. All it took is to throw him in the car 1 second, take a 1 second risk to throw him in the car. Ain't nobody was throwing him in the car. So I go over there. I'm near me. I'm not even near him. I'm kind of pretty far. He's like in the front, like he's almost on the streets. And like he's on the front line where the bullets are still going. And like it's starting to slow down, but they're still flying. So I had that time too. And I remember we had to pick him up, bullets flying. I had to throw him in my car. So we threw him in the car, bullets still flying. Like I could have fell down with him. You know what I'm saying? I knew the good deeds he was doing for the community, for the Chicano community. He was doing a magazine. He was an entrepreneur, businessman. He wasn't even a gangster. He wasn't like, whatever. So I'm like, man, this guy's right here in the middle of this thing and he's shot and then nobody cares about this vato. Like that's, to me, that was kind of like, I don't know. I had a feeling in that thing, like I gotta go pull him up. But there's also a feeling like save yourself. And I'm farther from everybody. They're all there. They could all put him in the car. So I have to go all the way back. And let me tell you, I'm the biggest person there. Not even saying put me on a high pedestal, but I'm the most famous. I'm the most popping. Like this is my height of my career. Like I'm the biggest guy there. And I'm going into a battlefield where guys laying in the middle of Crossfire going on. You know what I'm saying? And I had to pick up that body, throw him in my car. That was step one. So we did that. You know what I'm saying? I could have risked my life. But hey, I did this as a kid in the hood. Like homies got shot. I remember my other homies would come. They're from war-torn countries. I would bring my, people. They're lit up. They'll pick them up. Boom. They would literally take the bullet out their skin. Because I have homies that, that been through wars stuff. So I had like family members, whatever. So they would come and wrap up the thing, take the bullet out their body. So I seen all that. You know what I'm saying? We've been through that. But yeah. Then I put him in the car. And then tell you the truth, like he said in this documentary right here, you can read it. It was like the movie Boys in the Hood.
Where, most of the cars were at, and Capone was right there. If you ever seen the movie Boys in the Hood, then you remember that part where they get that one fool and they throw him inside the 64 and that guy's just bleeding everywhere. Which is, bleeding out, and they're trying to, save him, keep him awake. Well, I mean, that's pretty much like a real life scenario of what happened. Capone At the time, he had a Beamer, brand new Beamer, and I already talked to him about that. But so I had blood all over his new Beamer, but he didn't care about all that, you know. He threw me in the car.
So yeah, it was like that. But I had my first time. I bought myself a first time foreign car ever. I had a BMW, the top of the line BMW. I think I got it 2 days or one day before that day. And that's another reason I was like, damn, I just bought this car. This man's bleeding everywhere. But I was like, you know what? To me, money don't mean nothing until this day. You see how I am. I mean, it's no show off stuff. Like, look at my, of course I'm over Versace and nice clothes, and I'm trying to make myself feel good. But I'm just a regular homeboy. So just like that, I had the BMW. I threw the homie in the car, and yeah, he was squirting. So what I didn't know, well, I knew it hit his artery, but like I was like, damn, he's squirting a lot. I mean, I was even getting paranoid, like back in the days, man's bleeding, you catch AIDS or something, right? But I know homeboy was squirting like all on my face. I'm driving like 120, traffic, boom, running red lights, hitting the corners in a brand new BMW. I'm looking, my whole BMW is full of blood. I'm like, I'm like, there goes once again. Capone gets something nice again. It is what it is. I'm still a gutter homeboy, I guess. Whatever. But I'm driving, boom, boom, take the homeboy to the hospital, pull him out the car, and he faints right where he went to the check-in. They pick him up. We try to help pick him up. Obviously, I was trying not to stay at the hospital, but when I tried to drop him off, when he passed out, that's when I got trapped in. Whatever bullshit, they like, hey, what happened? Whatever nonsense, but we don't know nothing. And bottom line, he went in the thing. The doctor said, man, if he wasn't here like a couple minutes more, he would have been dead. And so that's something I had to tell the story, because that story remind me of the stories. And people always tell me, hey, Capone, tell me stories. Tell me about beefs. Why you got beefs? Why is this going on? Why is this going on? But I'm a real one. I don't speak on nothing. People might think I'm weak because I'm quiet. Hey, that's cool if you want to know that. I know who I am and I know what's up. But at the end of the day, I'm just a regular human. So I'm not no better or less than anyone. But I'm not going to speak on nothing. And people will tell, hey, why don't you tell your stories? And I don't speak on it. But slowly by slowly, I'm letting out. I'm letting out slowly by these stories. And if you want more hood stories or stories in the rap games, beefs and stuff, that maybe it'll come out slowly and slowly. But I prefer not to talk about these things. But obviously, this situation happened. I got a phone call. Hey, dog, remember that shit? Boom, boom, boom. Damn, you saved that homie's life. Boom, boom. And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, man, I'm doing vlogs now. Might as well bring that story up to like enhance the story and tell a little bit more of the story, because not everybody knows the story, because I was there. I was picking up the body, taking to the hospital where maybe everybody was chilling, partying. I had to do that, and I should be the one probably partying. But these are the things you learn as a camarada. And at the end of the day, God bless me for who I am today. And I can have all the hate in the world. It don't even matter. I keep a solid 100, and that's why I'm winning. So to me, it don't mean nothing. But it was good to see that good to remember when I heard that I saved a life. As now, I don't even like, back then, I couldn't even think like, oh, I saved a life. I'm like, okay, who cares? Like, save many lives, whatever. Like, it didn't matter to me. But as you get older and mature, now you're like, damn, I really did that? Damn, and I start thinking back all these crazy things that I've done. And like, would people do that today? Like, I seen the other side of the world, the evil side, the selfish side of the world. And it helps me because now I get to be a little more selfish myself and speak about myself and speak about, and not be a record label with a bunch of artists. Just take care of me. Now I'm doing it for myself. At the end of the day, it's a good learning lessons as I learn, but God protected me through all that so I could be at this position I am today. And I'm very blessed, and I thanks very much that I became this far, and I know why. But at the end of the day, yeah, man, that's a story that I had to tell about the whole podcast with Criminals interview, about something that happened. And yeah, we had 100 stories, and obviously we were the G's on the streets, straight up. But there's sometimes that it just out of hand, and things happen, and that's a story that I had to plug in, that people told me about. Like, hey, dog, you were really right there, helping out camaradas, picking up bodies, putting them in the car, and man, so I guess I never told that story before, and the homie told the story. As you can hear, I'm gonna let it play off the whole rest of it right here. so you guys know what's up. And don't say I be fabricating stories, because most of my stories are undocumented, homies. But hey, that's it, what it is, man. Much love to everybody. Keep subscribing to the channel. Real stories. I don't care about all these make-believe stories, make-believe beasts. They say Capone's this and that. To me, I laugh at that. I know who I am. I know who keeps it 100. Real deal. But hey, I'm a grown-ass man now, and we're just trying to kick in positivity as much as we can. Still keep it solid, though. Still keep the stilo, and we rock like that. Mr. Capone, high power. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And tell me what else stories you want to hear on the comments below, so we can bring it down to you. All right? And I'm outro, and here goes the final clip. We'll check them out.
What happened, it was after the car show. Car shows ended, you know how everybody likes to you know, post up after the car shows, you know, because everybody starts cruising around, you know, the boulevard, everybody's over there, you know, just checking out the scene, partying, whatever, you know, just hanging out. So you got different car clubs, you know, posted up. You got different just groups of people everywhere. You know, there's a lot of people that day, and so it was, you know, there's people everywhere. And so what happened was something happened, some fight or some argument, or you know, just a little situation, you know, where people started, you know, just tripping on each other, you know. So people started shooting. So, you know, I've always had that great luck. So I get shot right here. Went through side, went here, blew out there, and what ended up happening is it severed my artery. So after I got shot, this ain't no lie, it was like a super soaker. You know, just bright red blood just started spreading out. And actually, I got it on Mr.Criminal, and Stomps, got it on them, but so anyways, blood was everywhere, you know, they're still shooting, you know, I'm still, you know, seeing myself get shot. So, you know, the first thing you just see everybody start running, you know, everybody's running. You know, there's only a couple people that would, you know, that were kind of solid right there at the time. And one of them was, you know, Capone. And so when everybody started scattering, right, and, you know, I didn't have my car out there at the time. It's down a ways, and so I'm trying to look for someone to get my ass to the hospital. And you know, everybody's, you know, people talk a lot of talk, and you know, but when it comes down to it, a lot of people, you know, don't walk it. So anyways, a lot of people didn't want to give me rides, you know, they're like, no. So, you know, I went to the parking lot where, you know, most of the cars were at, and Capone was right there. You know, if you ever seen the movie Boys in the Hood, then you remember that part where they get that one fool and they throw him inside the 64, and that guy's just bleeding everywhere, which is, you know, bleeding out, you know, and they're trying to, you know, save him, keep him awake. Well, I mean, that's pretty much like a real life scenario of what happened. You know, Capone, at that time, he had a Beamer, brand new Beamer, and I already talked to him about that, but so I had blood all over his new Beamer, but he didn't care about all that, you know. He threw me in the car. Luckily the hospital wasn't too far away, but you know, when I remember, you know, I'm there taking off my wide beater, trying to, you know, I'm almost passing out, fainting, and you know, he was a solid guy, man. He's a solid homie, because I remember a couple times I'm, you know, drifting out, and you know, he's there trying to keep me awake, you know, wake up, baby, you know, trying to talk about anything to keep me awake. So you know, and he's there doing, you know, like 90, going through red lights, you know, I remember a little bit here and there. So we finally get to the hospital, and so I'm there, you know, like I said, I got shot in the artery. Everybody that's been shot knows, one, being shot is no joke, but when you get shot through an artery, that's like one of your main things. And I lost like maybe, I think they said like 4 pints of blood, or 4.5, or something like that. Almost like half my blood, I think they said, by the time I got to the hospital. So I'm right there, you know, I'm walking inside the emergency room, and you know, Capone actually jumps out of the car and runs, and you know, tells the emergency room, hey, you know, someone's been shot. So he runs in, they start coming on. I start trying to walk inside the emergency room, and I guess I lost so much blood that you know, I just passed out. Boom, fell on the floor. You know, and I took my head open. You know, people that were there, Capone, one of them, you know, tried to pick me up, get me out back to the, you know, the bed, or get me to the emergency bed, and you know, and then after that, you know, a couple people from the high power camp started showing up. You know, Miss Pinks was there. She was there. You know, thanks Pinks. He had got my camera and a couple other things, but so anyways, I was in the hospital I was in the ICU for close to a week, and you know, I got a couple visits. You know, Capone was there. You know, trying to see what was happening and, you know, what's going on and make sure everything was okay. But I mean, you know, he's just not too many people know about that story. You know, he just kept it solid. You know, Capone, he's you know, he's a real deal, man. I mean, he's, you know, when someone gets shot, he stays solid. You know, a lot of people kind of ducked out when I was you know, when I had no one that wanted to give me a ride. But yeah, Capone, he just kept it solid, man. He threw me in his car, and I'm alive now. You know, I'm alive. Gunshot here, and I actually got another one here, but you know, can't show you that one. But I'm alive because, you know, he kept the G. Died with G. I told him that'd be a perfect story, you know, because not too many people know about it. So that's the story.